Hello and welcome into Kickin It Ep.5, even though the title says Episode 4. Sometimes you just get the title wrong. But it is Episode 5, and for the first time in a while, we have all of the hosts on the show, and I know that's a really big accomplishment. So if you're out there, give us a round of applause. We really appreciate it. We've got myself, Noah Taborda, Jake Liker, and Byron Tollefson. We'll start with Jake. Jake, how you doing today?
I am doing well here in Los Angeles. Everything is usual here. The weather is sunny. There's a lot of traffic because Obama is in town. He's right here in Westwood, just 2 blocks away. And it'll be a pretty terrific soccer night for me. I get to do the show, and after that, it's number 1 UCLA women's soccer versus number 2 Stanford at 8 p.m. So, yeah, nice little preview maybe. Get into that women's soccer spirit. There's still another World Cup to come here. I don't know why they would designate to play a sport in the summer in Canada, but that's FIFA for you. I'm excited though.
Yeah, speaking of Obama was also in Evanston recently, so he seems to be making his rounds, visiting everywhere, being all-inclusive as always.
Next stop, Sharon, Massachusetts.
Byron, how you doing?
I am doing well, coming from the other side of the country in Boston, Massachusetts. It's been interesting 2 months. I'm glad to be back. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but that is my dog barking in the background right now. So he is excited for Kicking It as well. I'm glad to talk about soccer here today on Kicking It and getting back into all of this.
Yeah, so of course it's been a while, but I know everybody's excited to be back. So let's start off with a phone number, because if you're as excited as us and want to share your input, it's a great way to do so. Number to call, 224-563-8444. Again, 224-563-8444. You can text and call in. You can also message us via Twitter or Facebook. However you want to message us and ask some questions. Be our guest. Would be a lot of fun. We don't get many callers. So, hopefully you call this time. Jake, you want to give the Facebook info so they can message us through there?
Or you could call us, or text us, or just have some sort of contact with us. Please.
We're lonely.
Do this begging, I guess we seem really lonely. But if you would like to contact us, which obviously you do, you can message us on Facebook. We are not Kicking It with Jake and Noah. It's been 2 months now. Kicking It. And not the Disney show either. Noah, for the final time, I'm going to ask you this. Do we use the apostrophe or not?
No, because we're not a Disney show.
So we are kicking it.
We're kicking it. We're kicking it. Minus apostrophe, no G.
Oh. Alright. We're kicking it, and I guess we're kicking off the show. Time for the tables. This is the part where I get to practice my foreign accents. We'll start with Italia. Italian Serie A. We'll start from the bottom. 3 teams in danger of relegation. In 20th, we have Sassuolo. We have 19th, Palermo. And we have 18th, Parma. All of them have 3 points through the first 6 games. And meanwhile, the top 5, AC Milan with 11 points in 5th. Udinese in 4th with 13. Now 3 teams in Champions League spot. Sampdoria with 14 in 3rd. AS Roma with 15 in 2nd. Juventus with 18 points in 1st. All teams have played 6 games. Notable teams here. Inter is currently 10th with 8 points. That's how things are looking in Italy right now. Now we'll take a hop, skip, and a jump. We'll stay in Western Europe. We'll go up to France. We just want to say, again, 20 teams in League One. The bottom 3 in danger of relegation right now. Winga, that is at 20th with 6 points. Bastia is 19th with 7 points. And Lens, or Len, considering it's probably a silent S in Spain, 8 points and 18th.
I think you mean France.
Monaco.
I think you mean France, not Spain.
I said France.
No, you said Spain. You said Spain, man. We're trying to appeal to all nationalities, Jake. Don't, make them feel bad.
No, we're trying to, in a minute, we're trying to get people from Spain interested in French football. It is a mixing of the cultures. You would like a polyglot demographic. Good history terms. Although this season looks like it's already history for AS Monaco. They played 9 games. They're 13th with just 11 points. Speeding things up. You can check them out for yourself. Top 5, in 5th, it's Nantes with 15. In 4th, it's Lille, also with 15. In 3rd, and a spot in the Champions League, it's Paris Saint-Germain, also with 15. Top 2, starting to run away with it, Bordeaux with 17. And in 1st place, it's Marseille with 22. And PSG marching up the tables, as we expected them to do at some point. Next, we have the Spanish Primera División, and as a term of exchange here, we'll reciprocate French people. Please listen up. 20th, we have Deportivo La Coruña in 4th. In 19th, Cordoba, also with 4 points. And in 18th, Athletic Bilbao has 4 points. Both Bilbao and Cordoba are -7 in goal differential. Top 6, 4 Champions League and 2 Europa. 6th, Celta Vigo with 12. 5th, Atletico Madrid with 14. 4th, Real Madrid with 15. 3rd, Sevilla with 16. 2nd, Valencia with 17. And first, it's Barcelona with 19. But looking for Barcelona, rumors have been flying around with the Catalonia region of Spain possibly trying to declare independence. Barcelona and other teams in that region are in danger of staying in La Liga. So we'll certainly be keeping a close eye on that. They might have their independence vote in November. Parliament's knocking it down. It's a very complex situation. So let's go to something more concrete, like the Bundesliga tables. In 18th, we have Werder Bremen with 4 points. In 17th, we have Hamburg with 5 points. And in 16th, we have VfB Stuttgart also with 5 points. Your notable team here, Borussia Dortmund, is still in 13th with just 7 points. Now here we have 4 teams go to the Champions League, 2 go to Europa. In 6th, Mainz with 11. In a tie for 4th, Eintracht Frankfurt and Bayer Leverkusen both have 12 points in the goal differential with +2. In 3rd place, it's Borussia Mönchengladbach. Got it right in the first try. Actually, they're tied for 2nd with TSG Hoffenheim, both with 13 points in a goal differential +5. In 1st place, we have Bayern Munich, no surprises there, 17 points and a goal differential of 13. That's 8 better than the next best goal differential in Bundesliga. 4 down, 1 to go. It's the Premier League to close things out. Again, top 4 go Champions League. It goes to Europa. Bottom 3 in danger of relegation. Queen's Park Rangers have 4. Newcastle United and Burnley are both tied at 18th with 4 points as well. Goal differential of -7. Now you go to the top 6. In 6th, it's Tottenham Hotspur with 11. It's Swansea City and Tottenham Hotspur are both in 5th, actually, because Swansea also has 11 in goal differential +2. In 4th, it is Manchester United, 11 points in goal differential +3. In 3rd, it's a surprise, Southampton, 13 points in goal differential of +6. In 2nd place, it's Manchester City with 14 points in goal differential +7. And again, no surprises here. Chelsea with 19 points in goal differential of +14. The notable team here would be Everton. In 17th right now, with just 6 points after a very difficult schedule to open up league play. That's it. We've turned all 5 tables. We'll keep an eye on those, but let's get things rolling once again.
Okay, time for quick picks, because I'd like to get this out of the way so we can go into, more of the debate topics, I guess you could say, conversational topics. Quick picks are up, and we're going to start with some USA soccer as they take on Ecuador in an international friendly. Of course, it is a friendly. Let's be aware of that. Nothing really at stake here, but still fun to watch. And big news, as Miguel Ibarra, a member of the North American Soccer League for Minnesota, was called up by Jurgen Klinsmann, not Ebola, Jake. Ibarra.
I'm sorry, I did not hear you correctly.
Yeah, not Miguel Ebola, Miguel Ibarra. So that's big news, a North American Soccer League player being called up to the USA national team. And Byron, you've been quiet for a while. What do you think happens in this game? Who do you think wins?
Well, it's Landon Donovan's send-off game, as a lot of you know. A lot of my friends are actually going to this game. It's up all the way in Hartford, Connecticut, and that should be a fun one. For the final game, apparently he's only playing about 30 minutes. But I think the USA wins this. You're at your home crowd. You're going to have a lot of USA supporters because it's obviously Landon Donovan's last game, so everyone's going to be out there. I have USA winning this game, and although their apparent USA is apparently 2-5-4 all time against Ecuador, I'm going to pick USA to win. I'm very bad at predicting the scores, I've found, but just for fun, I'm going to go 2-0 USA.
Okay, and before we keep going, I think we should update everybody on the standings. It's gotten a bit lopsided of late. I currently lead 36 points, and the next is Jake and Byron tied with 22. It's been tough for Jake and Byron. But remember, it's still very early on in the year. Lots of time to go. Anything could happen. We've seen bigger comebacks take, for example, the Cleveland Browns. Another big surprise was USA making out of the group stage, and of course they are playing in another game since then, trying to continue to establish themselves as a world power. Jake, can they do it against Ecuador?
Oh, okay, world power. Let's slow down here. We're just trying to stay a world power economically. Let's not start talking about being a world power in the soccer world. They're going up against Ecuador, and look, I think that at times this team, Ecuador, can be a little overrated. They play in Quito, Ecuador, which is basically the South American equivalent of anywhere in Colorado. They get a big home field advantage when they're at home. They're significantly worse on the road. Add to this that Landon Donovan is playing his final game. USA wants to make another good impression here, and I think they will do so. They win 2-0.
Okay, so we got 2 USA picks. I'm not going to pick Ecuador, but I'm not going to pick USA either. Because, once again, it's a friendly. I think a lot of things happen during that point. I don't think Klinsmann obviously wants to win the game, but the point is for Klinsmann to test out some of his guys. That's one of the reasons he's bringing up Miguel Ibarra. And I think Ecuador is going to play well as well. Enter Valencia and, of course, Antonio Valencia, no relation. Make a great tandem. Even if they don't play, I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be high-paced because friendlies, you got a lot of scoring potential during friendlies, especially during right now coming off a World Cup appearance for both those teams. I'm going to go 2-2 in a draw in this game. Next up, one of the more underrated games, Bosnia, who tragically were knocked out of the World Cup in controversial fashion. Jake, of course, has talked about that in a couple of shows, multiple times, I think. They're going up against Wales, led by Aaron Ramsey and Gareth Bale. Kind of an underrated game. A lot of upset potential here playing at Cardiff. By the way, I didn't know this, but Cardiff actually has like a massive stadium. Like their stadium is over 70,000 people. For such a small, like, tiny town.
It's a Wales of a stadium.
It's a whale of it's a Wales of a stadium. Okay, Jake. Okay, we got it. Your puns are great. They're playing against Bosnia. We'll start with you this time, Jake. Do you think Wales can pull it off?
Well, they also have Ben Davies as well playing left back, and he's going to come in and try and make a really big impression. He was a transfer to Tottenham earlier in the summer, and yet he hasn't made a single appearance in the starting 11 yet. He's going to try to perform well here, but look, if we're talking about motivation, look at Bosnia. The way that they were so unpoetically stripped of what would have been a victory, or at least a draw. They're going to go back out there and try and prove to every single fan in that giant stadium that